Manuel. Thank you, Cohort 24, for choosing me. I hope I don't disappoint you. Today, we're going to talk about a little overview of what the process you heard Randy say. I've been there before where you're at. But we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're also going to talk about passion. So, the first day you walk into here, you come in this room with these great people who have done great things, and you don't really know anybody, and you sit down next to other great people like Carlos, who's a powerhouse mortgage broker, and it is, so he is, and just serious, and Wynn, who's a man among men, and Malika, or Dr. Martin, as we call her, who runs a tutoring thing for the ISD. And you sit with these people, and you realize that you feel so inferior and alone. And it's true, because you just don't know anybody. And you think, when you start hearing the stories of people, Sumedh telling stories about how great things they've done, you say, well, it's only a matter of time before Rita finds out that I lied, and they're going to figure out. And you say, but you know what? It's okay, because I got a few questions. And if I can get the answers to those questions before you kick me out, it'll solve a lot of problems my business is having. And they tell you they got these business advisors in here. So you run over to this business advisor and you say, hey, Michael, how do I increase sales? And Michael goes, what do you want your sales to be and how can we get there? Not an answer. Hey, John, how do I get into a new market? Well, what new market do you want to be and how do we get you in there? Not an answer. Not. Carl, are there ever answers? Never answer. And I'm going to tell you why. Dr. Kim will tell you this. This ain't school. There are no tests. There are no grading. There's no somebody sitting at this thing saying, you are worthy and you are unworthy. That's not how it works. This is the real world. It's complicated. Instead of answers, what do we have? We have processes. We have analysis, forecasts, financials. You go from seeking answers to question to question. Profits go up, revenues go up, you hire employees, and then you make an impact on your community. But there's something else in that room that we don't really talk about that much. It's more contagious than the flu. He gives it to her, she gives it to him, he gives it to him, he gives it to her. We bring it home, we give it to our family, we give it to our friends, we give it to our employees, we even give it to our clients sometimes. Before I talk about passion a little bit more, I want to take a chance to address Cohort 24. I want you to know I'm each and every one of y'all's biggest fan. I really am. I know we got a long road ahead of us, and I know they've set the expectations very high. I've seen y'all's presentation, y'all's growth plans. I know it's there. But I believe in you. And I was sitting here today listening to Brandon talk, I realized we'll never be together again. And from the bottom of my heart, that makes me sad. I enjoy my morning pause as much as I laugh about it. It really affects me. And Manuel, you're a great man and a dear friend. I'll miss you, buddy. But we got work to do. Let's get back to it. What is passion? What is it? In 1997, Steve Jobs returned back to Apple. Apple was low on cash and almost bankrupt. He grabbed his employees together and said, we need to have a meeting. In there he looked down and he said, Apple is more than making boxes that people can use to do their job. We do it well, but Apple's much more than that. Apple is about giving people the tools and the passion to change the world. You add that passion, a few phones and iThings later, you go from bankruptcy to the largest company in the world. That's the power of passion. But what is passion? So a business owner is everything. Without it, failure is imminent. And for it to be so important, it's so fragile. It's so fragile. And it's up to, look, the staff, their race is run. They can't protect this passion anymore. They're done. It's up to you and you alone to do it. How do you do it? You do it with attaboys, thank yous, just words of encouragement. Or even better, share your passion with us. Passion loves passion. But I'm going to ask you one more time. We've talked about how powerful passion is with Apple. We talked about how important passion is about business owners. But I'm going to ask you one more time. What is passion? And don't worry, Carl, I ain't staff. I got answers. So let's ask, what is passion? I read an interview once by Howard Schultz, and some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not. Howard Schultz is or was the CEO of Starbucks. In this interview, he talked for 1 hour and never once mentioned the word coffee. He's the CEO of Starbucks. Never mentioned coffee. They asked him why. He said, coffee. My passion is to create a third place between work and home. Coffee? It's just a product. Malika's passion is helping your children. Tutoring? That's just a service. Carlos's passion is putting churches in your community. Mortgages? Just a product. Wynn's passion is not about Jews. It has never, ever, ever been about Jews. Wynn's passion is your health and your body and making sure that you can dance with your granddaughter at her wedding. Listen to me closely. Passion is doing what you love, loving what you do, sharing what you care about, and most importantly, caring about those you share it with. That's passion. Well, I see I'm very keen on time, and so I'm about to wrap it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you a quick story and then a few thank yous. I heard this story for the first time the other day, and I enjoyed it. I hope this story is new to you, and you like it. Ladies and gentlemen, the violin prodigy. A young violin prodigy was walking down the street, and he saw the world's greatest teacher. And he thought, if I could get this man to teach me, I could quite possibly be the greatest violin player on earth, possibly history. So he walks up to the violin teacher, the old man, and says, excuse me, sir, can I play my violin for you? The old man says, yes, you may. So the violin prodigy grabs that violin. He starts playing. He hits every note with surgical precision, sweat coming down his forehead, just so into it. He stops, finishes, looks up at the violin teacher. Violin teacher goes, looks at him, shakes his head, and goes, I'm sorry. You lack passion. Young violin prodigy goes home, smashes the violin, throws it away, grabs books on manufacturing and industry, starts studying, gets into manufacturing, becomes a mogul, has factories in China, Hong Kong, New York, around the world. This guy's a powerhouse, a baron. 3 years later, or many years later, this former violin prodigy is walking down the street, and look who he sees. He sees the violin teacher. He goes back up to him and says, excuse me, sir, you may not remember, but I played for you once. And I want to thank you, because you got me to throw away the one thing I love more in this world, my violin. And because of that, I am more rich and famous than I could have ever asked for. But not a day goes by that I don't wonder, how did you know? I mean, I thought I nailed that piece. How did you know I lack passion? Old man kind of cocks his head to the side and goes, sorry, son, you don't understand. I tell everybody that plays with me, they lack passion. If you had passion, you wouldn't listen. So, I'd like to thank my fellow scholars in the cohort. Y'all have done so much for me, and I hope I've given at least a fraction of it back, because I truly care for you. I want to thank friends and family for coming here today, because without your support, as we talked about, what they do from here on out is a direct reflection on the support they get from you. I'd like to thank Brandy for that great speech. I hope some of those things I can take back and make my life better. And I'd like to thank the staff. You know, directing all these business owners in one room is literally the definition of herding cats. But through all that, and on behalf of Cohort 24, we'd like to thank you for your knowledge, your professionalism, and most importantly, your passion.